An average person that is about to start ministry or do territorial business, they distract themselves by praying for needs, praying for things. That's not the first thing to do. So after me, minister to the Lord. I can tell you categorically that you didn't grow up in ministry well. Those days you thought you were doing ministry, you are on fire. You are just wasting time. Let me tell you, you can measure the weight of a man of God by how long and how well he ministered to the Lord. I see many men of God many times, when you ask them, they say, I've been in ministry for 30 years. 20 years of that time, they spent it they have never learned what it actually means to minister to the Lord. That is a fundamental, irrefutable requirement of being properly sent from heaven. That's where you gather weight to deliver the assignment. That's where you get acquainted with the things that you are going to work with the people you are going to work with the grace that you are going to work with. You know, I said something one day. I said it, I just posted it on Facebook. Some people came and, normal people, so I just left some of them. Because sometimes what I have to explain, it might be a burden for me to type it. I told them that it is not good to start ministry too early. Somebody say, if God calls you by 14, start. If he calls you by that is God, that any time you start, that this person didn't, I did not say anything. You see those young boys that sense the grace of God on their life when they were small, started preaching, started going for deliverance, and things started happening. If you know 10 of them, tell me 9 that is still standing strong after 10 years, after 20 years. They can still be in ministry, but that time, the way we expected them to be the voice of their generation, they did not even go 10%. What's the business? They gave more than they gathered. So the time that they would have used to gather, I'm not saying it's wrong to do ministry, but you have not gathered. That season would have been invested better if it was given to ministering to the Lord, because that is how you gather for the journey. Are you getting what I'm saying? And if you will hear me, I'm showing you one of the greatest secrets, oh young man of God. Now, when you gather well for long, you can come out and people say, where did this young man start? He has been gathering. Are you seeing it now? Now, when a man gathers for long, when he comes out, he can use 2 years and pass somebody that has been hanging around ministry corridors for the last 20 years, not making any impact. That's what people don't know. And the problem is that territory, darkness, men recognize people that has ministered to the Lord long enough. Their grace will become, it will be concentrated. The operations of God around their life will be unique. There is a kind of mastery that they have. Even if they are doing the same thing that a few people are doing, you will know that this one is beyond what is learned. That it seems as if God weaved something into them. That there is a machine that they put inside of them. Even if they come and teach you everything that they know, you do it. At the end, you will know that there is an element that is missing. That element missing is minister to the Lord. I don't know how long these guys ministered. I don't know. You see it? The deception is that your gift can carry you for a while, and you think that it means that you are ready. I hope you know, when you minister, when you are doing ministry, it doesn't mean you are necessarily growing. And because many of them are very young, they don't understand the skill in maintaining giving and taking. People that are matured, you know what it means to give and take at the same time. You know how to maintain an equilibrium. You know when you are short and how to feel back. But that you just be giving. You just be giving. And there are many of them. You can't see them. Anywhere, there is one guy that time that used to minister with Benny Hinn. I've even forgotten his name. He's a prophet. Whatever his name is, I don't want to call his name. Pa, 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 pa. The thing was moving. Then he said that he was the one that prophesied his birth. I don't know where the guy is. And I'm not so sure he's older than me. That's the time to minister to the Lord, not to pray for people's need. To minister to the Lord is different from, that's the problem. When people come to Revival Hub is not prayer ministry like the prayer ministry you know. Revival Hub is a ministry that ministers to the Lord. All you need to do is to check our focus, and what you will find out is that you will not hear all those kind of stuff. You will notice that our prayers is geared towards human capacity development and teaching people how to stay before God so that they are saturated with the environment of ministry, master their calling enough to have a strong handle. Are you getting it? If you give that person one opportunity and he strikes, it seems as if he has been there for long. Note the difference. People pray everywhere, but you need to check. Our prayer faces God. Other people pray, their prayer faces men. It's only a matter of time. You will lose steam here. I wish you heard, but if you don't hear, no problem. You can make the mistakes that other people are making. And are you listening to me? If your prayer faces like this, I can assure you, nobody can be sent from that congregation. It is only people that their prayers minister to the Lord. That is where you generate sending capacity, sending energy, sending grace. That's where you can find it. Are you getting the point? So even if you have a great calling and you are somewhere, when it's time to push you, or when God wants to prepare you finally, you just find a way around anything that is related with it, because God has considered your calling and know that where you are, even if you stay there for, if they are praying, and do it, but if you stay there for, they can't send your kind of calling. What kind of setting can send an Apostle Paul? That's what we are considering. It's not just about the ministry, it's about how much they have ministered to the Lord. Are you seeing it? Face heaven, face Jesus, face the Lord. Yeah, there is a territory to minister to, but don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry to say, I did it now. I came out one day and said, I'm in charge of this territory. They almost killed me that night. But when you minister to the Lord, one of those nights, he can just tell you, make an altar. Just do what he said and continue facing him. You are facing him on behalf of the territory. Not, you can face the territory, you can face God. In both contexts, the purpose is still the territory. But face the minister to the Lord. Stay there. You must master it. When a man learns how to minister to the Lord for long, there is no way you will not have somebody joining you. The atmosphere of your ministry to the Lord will draw one person. People will look at you and like you. I'm telling you, I was doing youth service. I was in NYSC orientation camp at Shagam, Ogun State. Everybody is wearing short now. I will show you my picture. I was looking like darkness. I was passing the street one day and somebody called me Ocha. I was turning to find who is Ocha. It was later I found out that I'm the white he's talking about. I said, who is fair? Me? Whom we can my fair? So that's when the guy said, if I show you my NYSC picture, especially the one I snapped in camp, my khaki is loose. Fast. I was tying it with my white like this. But my spirit is strong. Oh my God! One day I was just moving like that. A brother, I've forgotten his name. He's a Yoruba brother. That time, he looked at me. He called me pastor. He said, how do you? He said he cannot explain, but there is something in him that loves me without explanation. He said he just loved me. Everything I needed in that camp, that guy was helping me to do. He said he just loves me. Well, I'm not sure it's the natural me he loves. There is something about you that is not able to draw men. It's an acaso in dimension. Are you getting the point? That's what draws people. That's the kind of thing, if you ever develop into a ministry, you will have people that cannot be kept by gimmicks. Are you getting the point? Like if you are in revival hub, if you want to stay, I will help you. If you don't want to stay, talk. I have a lot of work to do, self. What's your plan? You know why? I did not get you here by gimmicks. The kind of fasting I've given you, the kind of fasting an average person in revival that is my true disciple has fasted is more than many pastors have fasted their life already. You are my disciple here and you have not fasted for 3 days straight. Raise your hand. I want to know who gave birth to you. Raise your hand now. There is a brother there trying to raise his hand. Bro. I lie. I know. You are here. You have not. Have you done 3 days? Have you done 3 days? Have you done 3 days? You, I'm not sure you have done 3 days. Have you done 3 days? 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 He's here, you did it now. You need to thank. Okay, stand up and greet me. Say thank you, sir. This guy was hanging in Lagos sharing his mighty ministry with me. I didn't know his love for food was enormous. All the time, trouble. And I told him come to Neu. He refused to come. I know if he comes here, I will fall down on the road. I told him, my friend, if I come to tent and not see you, in fact, I don't know how he appeared in tent and finished his fasting. Sometimes you need people to drag you. Yes. 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 Say after me, Lord, give me somebody to push me. Oh, you need people to push you sometimes. You know yourself. If they don't push you, you remain one place. Say after me, Lord, give me somebody to push me.